Audio test. How's everyone doing today? Okay. There we go. We are live. So there is a Tribble update and the new sector space content that they just went over on the stream. They also released a blog about. That is now live over there for us to test. So I am going to get Tribble started up here, and I'll go to my screen in just a moment. And we're going to take a look at it. But how are all of you doing today? Darthon? That's not the right one. Here we go. What is with that really long fade in there? What's the... That fade shouldn't be that long. Yeah, so the new camera arrived also. I hope you can see that there's a difference compared to the last one. I mean, do I have the box around me still? I hope you can see a difference. No, you can go over and you can test. You can go in and test it yourself to make sure you're still able to do Tour of the Galaxy and all that perfectly fine. But yeah, I picked up a new camera, YOLO Cam S3. I picked it up off AliExpress because there's a good cashback deal over there. So, I mean, technically the last camera was also 4K. It just really wasn't that good. Where is it? Yeah, this is the last one I was using. I used to use this all the time for overhead shots, but when I was trying to record me, it just gave me such a red tint. It was really quite rough. Colors are definitely clear, so colorful now. Yeah, now you can see the proper red shirt. You can see all the casual. Yeah. So obviously I'm going to have a news video out about this, following up on everything, recapping it all. I actually got a few minutes, or the first minute of the video recorded basically, and then I saw there was the ping about Tribble being up, so I was like, oh, well, I'll. It would be beneficial to have some footage of Tribble, so that still has a little bit to go. I'm gonna hop over to DS9 really quick and just get my GPL endeavor done on the live server while I wait for Tribble to download. Um, I I would say too, like if you want to hop over to Tribble, I've got the link pinned there in chat. Yeah. I know, Viper. I watch the content rather than you, so hard to tell. Oh, you're fine. Axel, how's it going? Let's see. The Tribble update's almost done for me. It's it's at 97%, 2.6 gigs so far. So just shy of 2.7 gigs. Yeah, so basically what they're doing is they're giving us a bunch of activities to do in sector space, a bunch of deep space encounters, and some of them are going to be combat, some of them are basically just go in, do the interacts. But the goal here is to give a bit more life to that side of the game, because sometimes people want something that's a lower barrier to entry, that they just got off work or whatever for the day and they just want to come in and play some stow, but they don't necessarily want to worry about like fail conditions and TFOs. They want something that is actually really easily accessible, and that's basically what this is giving. But something also worth mentioning here is that this new content is going to reward Endeavor XP. So there's just math. Jeremy's still like working out because there's likely to be a cap on this. Oh, Jeremy just put something too. All the changes for the console activation times is probably live on Tribble, so that's good. Gonna have to be testing that. But Jeremy, over here, let me find it. It was in one of the bigger threads. There it is, the rewards, okay. He commented that there's likely to be like a cap on this stuff, so basically between your normal endeavors and the XP that you could potentially farm if you did enough of these deep space encounters a day, you could basically be earning an endeavor perk point a day. Let me find the exact math here. Proposed 12,000 endeavor XP a day or every 20 hours. So that'd be doing 32 of these basically a day. That's a bit of playtime though, but I mean that's an option for people that want to play the game more and earn additional endeavor XP. Yeah, Tribble is up right now. I'm on Tribble. Yeah, I think 1 point a day is a fair cap, yeah. But yeah, the big thing here is it's giving some new content into the game that's a bit more accessible. Well, the GOM2 certainly looks a little different here. Well, we're seeing what the GOM2 looked like earlier on. I guess the GOM2 earlier on was just a 3-3 before they made it a 4-4. Yeah, I'll show that more in a moment. I find that to be funny that the GOM2's changed over here. Just because the game's on a different version over on Tribble. So let me hop over to a different ship. Yeah. There are some other mechanics that they talked about, and I'm gonna like fully dive into it in the the recap video, but the basic summary is it's new content to do in sector space that is really designed to be accessible, that you can just hop in, do it, get some rewards. They also mentioned that they'd like to that they would like to make it so that these deep space encounters could also be used to get to whatever event progression that whatever event is currently going, that you could also just do deep space encounters instead of the other content. So it's basically just giving us more content to do. It really is the main summary here. Yeah, just more things to do in the game, which is good. Also, yeah, the GOM2 is on an earlier version now, so rip to my remaining testing over on Tribble for the GOM2. New sector space meta. Yeah, basically. Hold on. I want to just... What trait do I want to put on here? What am I missing? One of my traits got deslotted here. I hate when that happens. And when you're on Tribble, the loadouts don't always copy over perfectly, so that can be fun. I'm going to feel like an idiot as soon as I realize whatever trait it is. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to put Superior Area Denial on call today for now. But yeah, there was also just a mention from Jeremy about some consoles having activation times changed. So Dilithium Transporter, that still is listed as 2-second activation. Let me just verify that. Yeah, so that's still a 2-second activation time. So those changes may not have been pushed live here yet. But yeah, this is on a different, very different code branch, because like the Grawl, the Noble, there's a few things missing here. Maybe reclaim the console from the Dill store. I just started Tribbles. Allow us to second chance by previous. Yeah, that'd be nice. Cobra, that would be nice. Especially like as a dilithium sync, that would be cool. Because Jeremy had mentioned some consoles being changed, I just want to see. Tribble, thank you for the $2 there. Appreciate it. The clicky here, Triptych. Yeah, it looks like the activation time stuff hasn't changed yet, so unfortunately that's not here for us to test quite yet. Okay. But you do see there's also this compass, which is even visible in just a normal map, so I guess that's a new thing, new visual there for the compass. I'm gonna go do it right now. Yeah, there's probably some weird bugs, stranger. I mean, the other thing too is I want to point out here, this, just taking a step back, this sector space content, this is not something going live very near term. This is something that's still probably a few months out. You know, if I pull up the roadmap here, I would expect that this sector space update is probably, you know, something with season 36 or potentially even 37. Okay, so just keep in mind that we're getting it really early on Tribble so that we can go in, provide feedback, get an idea of what the system is like, and for them to do, you know, a few changes to just, you know, figure out what they want to do with the final version that goes live. But I am yapping a bit. Let's get into one of these pieces of content. And yeah, there's a lot of recent ship releases that seem to be a little bit different, but where is... Okay, so deep space encounters, respawn timer. Okay, let's just hop into the L-Wing system here. So the only systems that you're going to see on the map now are those that have something that you can do there, basically. The map is the same size, but yeah, basically everything on the map now is stuff you can, where there's like something to do. I got a buff here. Did I get it? Yes. So at least that's what it sounded like. So yeah, I see I've got a distress call in front of me. Let's just head over to... Let's head over to the nearest deep space encounter here. Defense up here. Yeah, and all the planets are still here. Yeah. The deep space encounters are giving us things to do on the map, basically. And you can go in and earn like Endeavor XP from them. Jeremy did one on stream, and I've got it for my video thumbnail here. But like, he got 380 personal Endeavor experience for doing one of these, and you know, there's talks of giving more potentially on higher difficulty and potentially some other changes. But you know, guys, you can hop right on over to Tribble and try this stuff out yourself. I'll be doing a full recap video where I'm doing a much more structured, like, comprehensive breakdown of everything. But right now it's just, you know, about getting like some footage and stuff. So let's begin the mission. Is this time gated? No. This combat? So it's going to be like different maps, different visuals too, depending on your faction and stuff, for Fed or KDF. And there's a few different... I need to actually pay attention here. I'm going to actually blow up. Okay, let's beam down a team to the station. These are basically like little patrols or things you're doing just to earn some rewards. Yeah, Endeavor experience is a very nice reward, yeah. There is looking like there's going to be a cap but it's still it's looking like this could potentially enable us to get like an Endeavor perk point each day, based on what's been said in the Discord thus far. Yeah, no, all the consoles look to be the same from what I've seen thus far. Yeah, still, you're excited to have more variety of gameplay options and especially to grind Endeavor points. Yeah, this is meant to be like just just giving more life to part of the game for people that just want to fly around in sector space. Like, look at that. Like that's all it was. Like that. Then I was on Elite there, so if I wanted to plow through these on normal, I could do that really fast. 380 personal Endeavor experience points, and I want to grab that. I'm gonna just increase the oh damn it. I was gonna try to make the UI bigger so I could get a better picture. Nuclear Triad, it looks like that wasn't actually pushed over here quite yet. So we don't have that full list, but it's gonna be items from that that thread on the Discord. Spencer does something other than the Borg TFOs. I know. But yeah, so with these deep space encounters, basically there's going to be like I think they were saying in general like hundreds of different combos because there's a few different mission types, a few different map variations, and then obviously Fed or KDF. So like yeah, they're pretty simple content pieces, but it's just something where if you want to fly around and just chill, just play some stow, nothing that's too heavy like going into a TFO. Like that's what this is. This is just some content where you're flying around and you're able to do things and you get rewards for doing so. There's also some highlighted sectors too, where if a bunch of people go over there and work together, they can get additional rewards. Also, you're not supposed to be able to go back into the same one over and over. There's supposed to be like a little bit of a lockout for you to need to go over to a different one before you can go back into that one. But that's not here on Tribble quite yet. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place here, but yeah, I'll dump the blog in chat, and when I do the recap video, it'll be, much more structured. It'll be a much more structured format of me explaining things, because I'm doing a terrible job right now. Yeah, and there's different factions to fight, yeah. Barefoot, how's it going, Austin? You like going Warp 97 in sector space? Is it worth buying a better floater? Yes. Pundits, how's it going? Yeah, I got a new camera today, so I was worried I wasn't going to be able to do a stream, but then I saw the announcement of the Tribble being up, so it's like, yeah, okay. Just exited a DSC and us there. I like it. I'm doing a terrible job explaining things right now, but when I get my video done, I'll have it much more structured. That's how I typically am, is if I'm trying to do something live, I can be a bit terrible at explaining things, but when I have time to go in, script everything out, think about how to word everything, that's my strength of explaining things, is doing it scripted. Samuel, how's it going? Yeah, and I think they're going to change some of this, so yeah, don't worry too much. Yeah, so you're able to earn Endeavor XP. Yeah, you're able to earn Endeavor XP from doing these deep space encounters. That's a huge part of this. Now, like I showed, Jeremy's already alluded to there being a cap. It's still all being talked about. Nothing's been settled on quite yet. Barefoot, thank you for the super sticker. Greatly appreciate that. Why is that not popping up on my activity feed? Stream Elements is letting me down. But yeah, basically, the thought is right now is to cap it at like 12,000 Endeavor XP a day. Now, someone else came in and said it would be better if that was like over the course of a week. So if someone wants to spam it, you know, like over the weekend when they're able to play, I do think that would be a bit of an interesting twist on it because, you know, I know plenty of people who they can't really do much throughout the week, but, you know, they may want to go hard on the weekends. And I think something like that could be good. And, you know, you with this, especially if we see the Endeavor XP scale up from doing it on higher difficulty, that could be pretty interesting, yeah. Yeah, it does. It does get the benefit from Klingon recruits, yes. Spencer is scared of us streamy viewers. Oh no. What's the newest discussion here? So it's more like little patrols and stuff that you can do around. That there are some of them that are non-combat. So if you don't want to do like you know, combat, that there are some here that are, you know, just basically you going in doing some interacts. But I'm going to do another here that is defense, and then I'll go up and do support. So I'm gonna hop into this, and I do see the Pundis here in a beautiful ship there, and also Nico here. Beautiful ships, and here I am in this. I need to get a different ship set up over here, but I'm gonna hop back into this deep space encounter. Here. I was reading some of the discussion in the Discord. Uh, I wonder how the non-combats will scale with difficulty. Yeah, that's a good point. So I'm on a KDF aligned captain, but if you were on a Fed aligned captain, this would be a Federation starbase, not a Klingon one. But yeah, you can also see that there's, you know, different maps that it's doing here. So they've went in and curated a bunch of different maps to use for this content, and also, you know, there's a few different missions and or a few different ways that they have the content designed. Are these points account wide? I believe so. Okay. And yeah, there's various enemies that you can fight in here. I've got Tholians once again. But yeah, I mean, there's, you know, on paper, I think, you know, based off what they were saying, there should be many different variables or possibilities for like what you're getting into. So should be a nice amount of variation, and just, you know, again, just giving you something to do. And there's no fail conditions. Like, this isn't meant to be like super sweaty content. This is meant to be, you know, I just want to play some Stow, and that's what this is. Damn Tholian webs. Okay. Yeah, it's vibe and chill content. Honestly, it's what I want after work. Yeah. And there's gonna be like if this is well received, there's talk of adding more variation to it over time. So like if this is something you like, make sure to express that, and when the system goes live, make sure to engage with it. Yeah. More open world style stuff, yeah. Yeah, new deep space encounters. Some of them are, combat, of course, but there are a few non-combat ones scattered around where you're going in and, just doing things. I'm doing this on Elite, so...
The system has been secured for now.
But you can do this on normal as well. It's casual Star Trek Online, yes. Yeah, these are solo encounters. I mean, if you want to team up with people, that is an option. If you want to just directly team up with people and like fly around in sector space together and do the patrols, you can do that. I have a ping here in Discord. I'm concerned. There's no ground in here at this time. It's all space. It's all space.
Scans are clear.
Also, a good bit of loot. Like, I didn't pick any of it up because I don't have inventory space, but for someone that's just wanting to play, get some rewards. I mean that's entirely what this is. And let's go over to a different one. So I just did a defense one. Now let's do support. I can't double click on it right now. Okay, here's the next one. Not till it's proven worth investing in. Yeah, there's parts of the stream I need to go back in and rewatch. Okay, so let's repair the satellites. I would presume that a lot of these are, combat, but I guess this is more of like your... I'm getting the idea this one here is probably more of your, I was going to say non-combat, but so much for that. Let's activate satellites. The stars die of all things. I haven't really talked about that now. I mean, this is the big thing. There were also some roadmap changes announced, and there's a Phoenix update incoming for all platforms this Thursday with some new items. So I will be, covering that in a news video here later tonight or early in the morning hours. So keep an eye out for that. But, the sector space stuff here is the big thing. And you can go in on Tribble right now, try it out early. Like, this is just meant to be, a bit of new casual content that you can just fly around and do. Yeah, the Cavort looks to be an event ship now, yeah. They never officially, confirmed that it's the Cavort. That's our belief that it is the Cavort, but yeah. Let's see. Gotta fight this big Nikul here. Thought I saw that there was another enemy. There it is. There we go. Really good looking planet there. And more personal endeavor XP right there.
The system has been secured.
I don't know how it's going. Toggle on off option. Yeah, for like loot collection. Yeah, these new deep space encounters provide Endeavor XP. So I've done a defense and support. There's waves. I wonder where's one of the highlighted sectors right now? I would hope that it's dilithium. I don't think the GOM2s, had much of an impact on the Deluxe. I think, initially we saw a couple people buy it out and the Deluxe dropped by like 500,000, in the first day or so, but the GOM2 just isn't really, just to be blunt about it, it's not the most appealing platform. So it's not really a ship where I think they need to base too much of their decision on for if they're going to continue with the dilithium buyouts. I think the dilithium buyouts are good, and I think that for instance, if they had done it with the Noble instead of the GOM2, could you imagine what sort of impact that would have had on the Deluxe? Like that would have been huge. Yeah, some of these icons I feel could probably be sized down a little bit, but yeah, I see here defense, waves, defense, support. So you can see like the random missions around here. But I guess here's a waves one right next to me. Every icon is a shade of blue. I mean, the blue pops out on the YouTube thumbnails a bit more. Oof. Sorry to hear that, Rob. Oh yeah, as you're flying through sector space, you are also picking up some buffs, basically. So like here's a buff that I can fly towards and pick up, and that gives me a brief burst of speed, but also gives me some buffs for the next deep space encounter that I go into. So I've got like some damage output ones right now. I'm seeing in the Discord, there's already people saying, with this, maybe there's people talking about Endeavor expansion. I think that there's still a bit of work to be done, on making it easier for people to catch up with the Endeavor system before they add more in. I'm not saying that they should never add more to the Endeavor system, but we need ways for people to get caught up. But I was just looking at a message. So yeah, I think like a bonus pool also for endeavors would be nice. Try Tour of the Galaxy. It should work perfectly fine. Yeah, I feel like if they were to add more endeavors, hangar pet ones, but I feel like there's a lot more that needs to be done for the endeavor system before they would do something like that. Okay, I gotta protect the refinery. I wasn't sure if I was gonna have to fight it here in a moment. Yeah, bonus pools for endeavors would be great. I also, for me, I feel like with endeavors, there should be some sort of just passive bonus when you're at lower levels. So, like, if you're under, let's say, 100 endeavors, like, you just have, like a plus 100% bonus to any endeavor XP you earn. Then just have it, slow down over time. Yeah, so I mean, these are, I'm doing these on elite, but if I was doing these on
Thank you.
like a lower difficulty, I'd be blitzing right through these. I have an updated build posted on the CasualSAB Discord, but there's likely to be some changes with the upcoming changes to the console activation times. Oh man, Tour of the Galaxy. I gotta remember how to do this. I don't do Tour of the Galaxy. I don't remember the last time I did. There it is. The question is basically with Tour of the Galaxy, can I still, oh, I can't click on the planets. So you can't do the auto navigation, which I know is going to be upsetting to some people. I missed that. Yeah, auto navigation is really, really not working too well right now, is it? Yeah, I mean, so you can still do Tour of the Galaxy, but it's a bit more manual now because you don't know, you don't have auto navigation. Is it possible to make it all around the Tour of the Galaxy? Yeah. I want to say the last time I actually did Tour of the Galaxy was with the Protostar, and I like blitz through it with many minutes left to spare. Also, part of the update too here, as you're flying through sector space, you're going to see these buffs pop up in front of you, and you can collect them. They'll provide a brief speed boost, but also they'll stack up to a variety of buffs that you'll benefit from in the next deep space encounter. So you see I've got another one here that just popped up in front of me. I just collected it. And they will stay there banked up for you until you hop into that next encounter. You get a brief speed boost when that happens. Can you bring those buffs to TFOs? I don't believe so. Yeah, so let's see. Where's the nearest encounter now? Up, I have a waves one that I went past. Yeah, but the auto navigation is definitely something they'll want to get sorted out here. I'm pretty sure there's probably already feedback about that in the Discord. But yeah, if you're over here on Tribble, and I do have um the Tribble character copy link in the pinned comment there on both Twitch and YouTube. But if you want to copy your character over and go in, get some testing done, you can do that. It's live right now on PC for those that are able to play on Tribble. And you can provide your feedback over in the Stowe Discord. So yeah, I mean, you can go in, let them know what you think, and keep in mind again, this is not something that's going to be going live soon. This is something a bit further out still. Like this is a July or September update. I don't know. I would assume it's probably season 36, but we know that there's a few seasons incoming, you know, in this year. So, Graham, how's it going? Yeah. Part of the reason for them taking away all the stars was because it would have cluttered the compass too much. Yeah, P cubed. I mean, they're talking about adjusting it and also potentially scaling it up, you know, based on the difficulty. So right now the discussion, you know, over in the Discord was like 32 of these deep space encounters to get up to the daily cap they mentioned of like 12k Endeavor XP in a 20-hour period. But you know, if we're able to do that a bit faster on advanced or elite, that would be preferred. That would, you know, also add some incentive to strive towards higher difficulty and, you know, strive towards having a more powerful build. We need ground encounters next, yeah. I think the space side will get the main focus at first, and you know, depending on how it goes, you know, we'll see how it plays out over time. But let's hop into another deep space encounter here. That is a neat looking map right there. I don't really recognize this, so that is pretty cool. You're fuming for more ground encounters. The issue is ground just in general doesn't have as much interest, but I'd say like once they've got this fleshed out a bit more, you know, we'll see how it goes. I don't know what these toxic pustules are for here. I assume that's just a bug of some sort. Ooh. Those guys hurt a little. I'm on like a full glass cannon build, and I took an ISO charge to my flank there, so that did not go well for me. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thank you, Pundus. I mean, I like this. I think it's a good update. You know, it brings some variety to the game.
Scans are clear. The system has been secured for now. Thank you for your help.
That's cool. And I think it's cool. I mean, I like this. Like, you know, I generally lean more towards, you know, the super high end of stuff, but this is the sort of stuff the game needs, especially on the casual side. Like this sort of content where the barrier to entry is, you know, very low, and you can just, you know, go around, fly, enjoy, you know, just have fun. Left today feeling really positive. This sort of thinking was great to see. Yeah. I like the player-wide quadrant bonus feature. You get more XP the more people are doing it. Yeah, that's a really cool concept as well. Yeah, I think there's a few quirks here and there. Especially like the auto nav's by far the biggest thing I ran into, but you know, that's something that they can look into. And I mean, this is still, you know, a ways out. And part of the reason for them giving us access to this early on Tribble is because we can go in and we can get some additional testing done. We can, you know, we can help find all of these little issues before it goes live. I would like random forced encounters while in sector space, like ambushed at random, or maybe a race where someone steals your ship during a brief monologue and you have to chase them in sector space. Terrible. I think the forced encounters would be deterring to the casual part of the player base. The compass is there to help people out. I would say it would have to be something you opt into. But yeah, I mean, it's also supposed to be that once you do one of these, you can't do the exact same one right away, but it seems to be a little bit buggy right now. The compass is for Nick. Man, poor Nicholas. He dropped a video talking about tanking the other day, and I remember he'd shown me the thumbnails, but I didn't really have time to go in and provide much feedback. I know he said before he told me before he released the video that he wasn't feeling good about it, and I don't know how he's feeling about it with all the comments it got. How long before people start demanding to be able to queue DSCs from a menu? Terrible. You know, I am a casual player as well, so let's try this on a lower difficulty. Yeah. And again, I'm on a KDF, so that's why you see all the KDF stuff, but if you're on a Fed, you'll see a Fed starbase here. There we go. There is the Q role-playing right there. That's what I was waiting for. I think I was busy working on a video. Um, yeah, that defeats the purpose. Like the point of DSC is the deep space encounters here is for you to fly around and, you know, go do just fly over to them and do stuff. Like do stuff in the game, not through a menu. Having it all accessible through a menu defeats the purpose for sure. Nick making late night 6 to 10 minute rambling videos always turns out well. Yes.
Scans are clear. The system has been secured for now.
Yeah. Do this with a ship. I don't even have the Zen store here. The Zen store doesn't exist on Tribble. It's empty. Yeah, and there's also according to Thomas, there's been some performance improvements done. So for those of us on the DPS side, they do that they would appreciate us going in and, you know, just doing some like stress tests, you know, just doing some runs on our side to see if anything is better over here compared to live. I just saw this comment on Nick's video. It's easy. Just buff the TFOs and nerf anything Spencer or Cheops use. Wow. By the way, next Muds bundle soon. Am I ready for Connie 3? I don't know anything about the next Muds bundle. I haven't. I don't. I don't even have enough Zen for a Muds bundle right now. If they drop a Muds bundle in the next week or two, I'm not gonna have money for it right away. I spent the money on, you know, the premium camera. And a few other odds and ends. Sora, how's it going? Hope you're enjoying your trip in Japan there. New camera, and then I. Hey, it's doing fine. I think, compared to what the last camera was doing, more SSDs and RAM. I would love to buy more RAM. Don't get me wrong. I would love to. How many cameras must one need? Are you a photographer? Well, my original webcam was dying out. This webcam was absolutely horrendous for using for streams because like I had to have a bunch of blinding lights on me, and even then like the red tint looked really terrible. This is the new webcam. I can also use it for overhead shots, but no, I'm just the camera wise, because I'm looking to do some other videos other than just Stowe. 380 Endeavor experience. Yeah, I'd love to get my hands on some more RAM. Don't get me wrong, but oh yeah, I could talk about that. So they announced some roadmap changes, and why is that right over there still? Okay, ignore that right over there. But they announced some roadmap changes here. The Romulan ship is no longer R&D. That is going to be lockbox. So that will make that a bit easier to obtain. The alien starship here, this is no longer going to be lockbox. This is going to be the winter ship, it sounds like. Wow, I can't write with the mouse. That's terrible. But yeah, this ROM ship will be lockbox, Infinity lockbox. The Klingon starship here, this is no longer a lockbox ship. This is going to be the free event ship for season 36, and again, this is expected to be the Cavort from like Lower Decks, the big bird of prey. That's the expectation. Could be wrong, but yeah, the Klingon ship, they decided, because they know Klingon players are, the Klingon players definitely feel a bit left out quite a bit nowadays, and I think for them, they very much value getting people back into the game, by giving out another free ship over that brief boost in income from one lockbox ship. So the Klingon ship there being a free event ship instead of lockbox, that's going to be much more enticing. And again, I hope that they continue to do the dilithium buyouts for the events, because I do think that's a good thing. I just think the GOM2 here for the summer event just was not a very it's not the most desirable ship. I don't think Endeavor will mind if I showed this, but I just want to pull up, like, I mentioned this already, and I've seen this with my content, but Endeavor, does a lot of visual videos. The GOM 2 on the performance side didn't look very appealing, but I think this is very telling on the visual side. His video for the GOM 2 visual is 311 views, whereas the Noble, for instance, is 7.4. The Ortiz that he just released is already at 1.9. The GOM 2 just doesn't have that appeal factor that we've seen with other ships in the past, especially event ships in the past few years. So I hope they don't base too much off the performance of the buyout for the GOM 2, because it just doesn't have the same appeal. Visually it doesn't have the same appeal for people. Performance wise, it doesn't have the same appeal. It's not a bad ship. It just doesn't it doesn't hit the points that people are looking for. Let me pull it up here. Cavort. Okay, where is it? Yeah, so the Cavort is just like a larger bird of prey. Like it's just a larger. I'm trying to find the picture of it. But in lower decks, it was basically like a big, just an XL size bird of prey, and it had two smaller bird of preys next to it. So, like, I think like what we talked about before was like a cavort that has like bird of prey wingmen would be cool, or like a hangar bay. I can't find the pictures of it. Let me just do a quick search in Discord. Um, yeah, I can't find it. It's fine. What is the winter edit on the screen for? So basically, they announced that there was a Breen ship that we were going to be getting later in the year that they have now moved up to be the Infinity Lockbox ship for September, and then the Alien Starship from TNG that is going to be. It sounds like the winter ship. Can she fire from cloak? I don't know. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Stargate. Yeah, yeah. Oh boy. A fandom with all of the spam. No, leave me alone. Yeah, so it's a larger bird of prey, which will hopefully not have um like a 4-2 or a 5-1 weapon setup. Random Prime sub, thank you for the sub there. Greatly appreciate it. Lonnie, how's it going? Yeah, so this is the prediction for like what the free event ship is going to be. This is the like the Cavort, right? And that was originally going to be Infinity Lockbox, but I think they know that there's a bit of interest in it, so they've now shifted it over to being the event reward for season 36. Which means it'll be a ship you can earn entirely for free by, participating in that seasonal event, or there will probably be a buyout, hopefully with Dilithium again. We don't know what the ROM ship is going to be. All we know is that they've moved it from R&D over to Infinity Lockbox. Gotcha. But yeah, these are the changes basically for what they announced today with the the stream. The Yeah, the Breen ship they said is something canon that we don't already have in game, right? So yeah, I thought it was gonna be the frigate pets as well. You know, off the odd thought because they mentioned those being a playable ship potentially in the future, but I'm guessing that there's some other Breen design that they're going with, and that'll be a lockbox ship. So I don't know. Apparently not. Yeah, is there any other questions you guys have about this stuff? I am going to do a recap video. Fed Thomas, how's it going? Yeah, I'm going to be doing a recap video, but I guess let's get into another piece of content here, another support. Yeah, I don't know what's missing. You couldn't get it into Tribble? I haven't seen it thus far. Okay, so this should be a non-combat one, I believe. Yeah, so I'm just collecting gas samples, which means, you know, don't shoot the Metri on gas. Can I do this without shooting a weapon? That's the question, right? Yeah, yeah, that's probably a good idea. You know, try a couple TFOs over here just to see how the performance is. Yeah, so I mean this, you know, if you don't want the combat, I mean this is an option as well. I know that not everyone's a fan of the combat, and you got some other approaches that they've went for here. It's easy though. It's early, just get to 50 on like 3 of them. That was it. Like that literally was all that one was. Entirely non-combat. How's the new content? I mean, it's adding in some casual stuff to do, right? And because it'll be a way to gain Endeavor XP, you're going to see it getting quite a bit of attention from people that are trying to catch up. I deeply miss my ability to auto navigate to a system. Yeah, I don't believe any of the activation time changes are up. That is what I'm seeing as well. Let's see. We've got enough people on here. Let's do an infected. Let's just do like a public queue, infected, the conduit elite. Cheops, if you're over here, that's even better. You're surprised I managed to not press the spam bar? Wow. Okay, public queue of ISC over on Tribble. Yo, just get a performance test in here. Okay, so it's not. There is still a way to do that. Gotcha. That's good. Thank you for pointing that out. No, the console activation changes are not actually live over here. We checked earlier, and at least some of the notable consoles haven't had a change yet. Nice. You can't queue with more than 50 items? Oof. It was a side effect of the change here. Yeah. Sora, thank you for stopping by. I've I've got enough out of my overflow that I can queue up. Spencer fights the Borg. Shocking. Yeah, I know. Yeah, no problem. I know that I've been a little bit absent. It feels like in the past week or so. It's just been busy. Um, but yeah, I'm getting caught up on content, so unfortunately, my GOM2 review might have to wait now. Um, I didn't get all my footage done, and with the patch today for Tribble, the GOM2's been changed. It's now like a 3-3 ship, so that is a bit disappointing. Or for the review, I might just have to dig up footage from my stream over the weekend. That's probably enough to do it. I'll just keep it like a really short review. You're stuck on a character loading screen. He wanted a 6-1. Deleted now, yeah. Any of you that are over on Tribble, if you have the ability to, just join up for the queue for Infected the Conduit Elite. Yeah, it's just that there's some parts of the game that are on an earlier build. So, yeah, like there's a few recently released ships that don't have some of the changes that we got, by the time they went live, or some of the post-launch fixes. Like, I saw a Harmony flying around when I loaded in earlier that had the old like engine bug. No, it's a bug on Tribble. It's a bug on Tribble. Because Tribble's on an earlier version. Like it's on a different code branch than live. So the GOM2 that we have over here is now like one of the earlier test versions instead of the final version that we got on live. Yeah, the Harmony had like an engine issue at first, I believe, and yeah, that fix doesn't seem to be here. Yeah. Now, if you have the GOM2 on live, it is 4-4. And up until the patch today on Tribble, it was also 4-4. But now it's 3-3, and it's the console and trait are changed back to like their test versions where they don't even have like icons. What was the last good summer ship? The Hesperian was good. The Vovin. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be real. The one we got last year, I feel like we trashed it a bit for just being a bit mediocre, but it's legitimately pretty solid. The Federation Intel Holo ship, like, I think the issue is for it, even though you can do the different visuals on it, is that just the default brick configuration just didn't really align with what people wanted. But yeah, the Federation Intel Holo ship is legitimately a really solid platform. Got bored flying it, even though it's interesting. Yeah, I think that was just ultimately the issue with it. Is just people got bored of it, or the default visuals just didn't align, and the need to go in and get a kill every 20 hours to maintain the stacks of the perks on it just did not it just wasn't something people wanted to do. It was work to get your ship to stay at its full potential, and turns out there just wasn't many people interested in that. Um, I think you got to be like 62 in rage. You have to do like the first mission or two. I prefer focusing on the accessories when they aren't good. Yeah, I'd say the last good set of accessories was the Hesperian. Now I do want to say the GOM2's accessories, the console on it's actually really good. I would show it to you right now, but it's like the bugged version over on Tribble, where it shows it's giving 25,000 damage resistance. It's not. But it scales up like the Obina console up to 630 resistance, and it scales up as your shield capacity drops. So, most people don't really focus on shields. We focus more on the whole side. So if you just ignore your shields, basically, let your shields get drained, which is what happens for most people, like you're getting a huge boost to your damage resistance. So the GOM2 console is going to be great for budget survivability. The clicky on it also has potential, especially in like the science console slot for the shield shutdown of nearby foes. Um, I don't think it's going to be like a top 13, top 20 console or anything like that, but it's certainly a good budget option for someone that doesn't have better. Forgot the Vovin was a summer ship. You're getting old. Yeah, everyone wants a board cube. Yeah. Again, guys, I'm in the public queue for Infected the Conduit Elite over on the Tribble test server. If you would like to join, I would greatly appreciate that. We're just trying to see how the server performance is over here. We don't really have 5 people. I thought we would have had enough. We got... There's some heavy hitters on Tribble right now. I see Stargate. I see Nuclear Triad. There, right there is like one of the big Deeps players. Captain Lockhart at register 2236. That's a big Deeps player right there. For anyone curious, that's Endeavor Gaming. He does actually have a pretty high Deeps number. You'd be down for Takan Empire Dreadnought. You want the Queen's Icosahedron, yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, let me just form up a private then. So Nuclear Triad, you're down to join. Who else on Tribble wants to join for an ISC? Stargate, are you down? Martin, how's it going, man? Spend my Endeavor tokens. The Endeavor tokens copied over with my character when I copied it over, so they have the same stats as my character had when I copied over. Okay, Stargate's in. Anyone else want to join for this for an ISC over on Tribble? I've got room for 2 more. Did we lose Cheops? Yeah. It seems so. I just sent Endeavor a message as well. Yeah, Cheops was around, but I think we lost him. The incontinence pads failed us. Oh, poor Chiaps. Dan, thank you for the sub over on Twitch. Greatly appreciate it. Where all the others, we're on Tribble right now, taking a look at the new sector space update, and yeah, we're just gonna do an ISC over here. Oh, Endeavor doesn't have a single thing built out over here. Terrible. Captain Sort of, thank you for the bits. Greatly appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, just trying to see how things are over here. Endeavor needs a few minutes. Or, oh, Endeavor said to just go on without him. Okay. Just woke up, didn't miss a stream. Haven't been to Tribble since the launch of the Delta Quadrant. Are you able to test the DSC with a team? They said it scales with more people. I'm on KDF, but if there's someone else that's KDF aligned that I can team with over here to see, then yeah, I can take a look. Yeah, I mean, Tribble's open. Like, you can go in right now, fly around, do the deep space encounters, check them out yourself. There's quite a few variations, and, you know, it's on the alpha, beta, and delta quadrants. Kirk, how's it going? Yeah, this is the downside to me being a KDF main. Makes teaming up for stuff a bit difficult. It'll copy P-Cubed, it'll copy your files over from live, and then it'll download anything else it needs to. Logical, how's it going? But yeah, I mean, you having Tribble installed will basically double your install size for Stow. So it's not much, right? Like Stow's not a very demanding game in that regard. You know, what is my folder size here? Live is okay. My live folder is 85 gigs, and then my property or my playtest is 28. So it's because all the screenshots and stuff I have on my main folder there. Yeah, so it's 28 gigs. Be ready for the spam in screen. Oh boy. I appreciate it, Martin. Okay, we're gonna go with the three of us then for now. We'll get through this. It's more of just seeing what the server performance is like. Martin with the 50 gifted. Martin, man, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All the gifted. The flood. The flood is here. I do think I have the sounds muted for it. But yeah. There's a lot. I'm gonna so it's going with everything over at the right there. So let's not have it duplicate there at the center. Martin, thank you for that. That wall of gifted. I really appreciate that. I copied this character over like a week or so back. Yeah, Martin, thank you. Thank you. That is a lot of gifts, yes. That's just a wall. I really do appreciate that. There we go. I mean, thus far, this feels pretty smooth. We are absolutely nuking this map, though. Will the old Deep Space Encounters in the Delta Volantis cluster ever return? I don't know. I mean, that was, for having more than one person in there, I will say that that was a pretty smooth run. Yeah, I think maybe this weekend maybe this weekend need to just like I know SFC had reached out to me about trying to get people over on Tribble to do like a larger stress test. Maybe doing like a dedicated stream where we just have a bunch of people over on Tribble. That might be more productive for this. But thank you for the test there, Nuclear Triad and Stargate. I appreciate that. Yeah, logical. There's really not been much done in the DPS scene for the past couple of weeks because, like, as soon as we got word that there were going to be changes done to the activation times on some consoles, it's like, but let's just wait. You know, it's sort of a why do the runs now when those changes are pushed out? Like, that's going to be like that's going to be a big shift, right? Um, will the old DSCs in... Okay, I already answered that. Watch the Stow live stream. They said they are bringing DSCs back, but they still exist on console. They existed on PC as well, but they were like really old legacy content. Yeah, a dedicated stream will be more productive for this. Yeah. Do I think they will ever update the ground levels? I would like that. I think that there are some ground parts of the game that would benefit from a bit more attention. Um, I was looking earlier, Jeremy. At least for like I looked at the Credence console, the dilithium transporter, and also the NV's triptych console. They didn't have the changes applied. I also noticed that there was a bit of funkiness with some recently released ships. Like the GOM2s over here is like a 3-3. With like the test values for the console and stuff. Yeah, let me show it. And Jeremy, thank you for taking the time to get those all knocked out. That's really going to be quite a bit of a shakeup. Yeah, the GOM2's looking a little bit funky. Yeah, the mirror angle is the only ship I have actually set up over here right now. Yeah. Indeed, Stanky Boy. But yeah, Jeremy, I think, this update overall, like, it's good. Like, having this sort of just, like, really casual content in the game that's not too heavy, I think is just really, really beneficial. Great positive change for the consoles. Just concerned how bankrupt it's gonna make you if we end up with 10 new meta consoles. Yeah. Hey, some meta shifts are good, and some of those consoles that were highlighted are Zenstor ones, so that might help make some things a bit more accessible. Logical. Yeah, Jeremy, I completely agree. Like, this is that is something that can be a bit difficult. Like, trying to, when you're streaming, you have to split your focus, and sometimes doing like some TFO content, it can be, you either are going to not be putting the attention you need into the task of the content, or you're not paying enough attention to chat. So I think it's a great addition to the game. I really like it. Mike, just going around taking a look at some of the deep space encounters here. So I'm going over to a support one, and I think the inclusion of the event, or not the event, the wow, the Endeavor progress. I think the Endeavor progress here is really good. The Endeavor XP, like that's gonna draw a lot of people in to go in and engage with this on a regular basis to get those rewards. I already saw the people in the comments on the Discord saying more, or saying we like need more Endeavor stuff now. Terrible. I was saying earlier, it's a bit too early to be saying that. That to be talking about adding more Endeavor perks, but there's still a lot. I think this is a good step towards addressing the Endeavor progression issue, but I don't think it's like the sole solution. Yeah, some encounters will count towards some event progress, yeah. Yeah, Endeavor. Need more of you. You know what we don't need, though? We don't need the Jamestown, right? The Jamestown is something we never need in Stowe. Jamestown is blacklisted. Yep. Thomas, how's it going? Yeah. Like I think overall, like this is, I mean, this is a good addition to the game. Thomas is feeling good, feeling good. I mean, my only issue's been the auto nav in sector space, but I mean that's a minor issue. I think this is good. I really think this is just adding some nice, you know, casual content to the game that doesn't have as much, you know, like you're not needing to think as much as like going into TFOs. Like the barrier to entry's a bit better on this. Like this is, you know, you just fly around, you're casually playing. Like Jeremy had mentioned, like this is easier for like content creators to do while engaging with chat. It's not as heavy of a load. Yeah. Nobody intentionally broke it, let's put it that way. Yeah. I think having this sort of content in the game, because like sector space, you know, for a long time, for many of us here, is just it's a part of the game we haven't dealt with as much, because you know we just transwarp to where we need to go. But with this change, it gives you a reason to fly around, and that's something. You know, we saw that in the early days of the game, right? That there was some random stuff you could do, and you know, just having this random content around where you're getting, you know, some nice, impactful rewards from with the Endeavor XP, like that's good.
Scans are clear. The system has been
Doesn't mess
secured
with Tour of the Galaxy. The only thing with
Thank
Tour of the Galaxy is the auto nav issue. So you do You do need to manually fly your ship a bit more right now, but yeah. The way the Borg encounters used to be, yeah. There are the speed boosts, yeah. So if you're flying, you know, you're going to pick up some nice boost here. Oh, I love when this happens. It's a shame I don't have the British naval outfit right now for this. I missed that one. Okay, where is the next one at? Okay, I'm not actually flying towards one. Got your slipstream boots on? Yep. 6 frosted boots? Yes. Pure immersion. Please add the rare ships that need to be destroyed to complete accolades. Yeah. I look forward to seeing the Reddit post blaming Spencer for the console cooldown changes and letting his elitism show by advocating more power creep. It's more options. You know, just the activation stuff just is giving us more options. And I again, Jeremy, I really appreciate you taking the time to go through and do that, because that's going to open up a lot more variety for the consoles we're using. Yeah, the new maps look really nice too. Like this one I saw earlier, and yeah, this looks really cool. Great lighting, which will be great for demo recording. Oh no. Yeah. Spencer acting like he looks at maps isn't just staring. I mean, in like a DPS run, you are staring at your tray most of the time. Okay, that's true. This is the only build I have set up over here right now. I need to get some more stuff set up over here. I think this weekend, like I was saying, we'll get some more people on, do like some stress test over here, get some TFOs running over here. But there's only crate. What about ISOCON, Nicholas? Tribble, thank you for the $2 super chat. Really appreciate it. We did one infected thus far, and I mean it was really smooth, but I don't have quite enough over here yet to say, you know, anything conclusive. I think I'll see about getting together with the wiki folks and see if this weekend we can get a bunch of people over here to just run some TFOs and stuff over here. Yeah, I will say I haven't noticed any issues, but yeah, it's, you know, with most of this being just single player content, I wouldn't normally run into too many issues anyways. Like on the live server, I very rarely am going to run into issues in like a patrol, unless there's just like it's just a really bad day for everyone. I'm down this weekend. Yeah, is the test map back in operation? Not fully from what I last saw.
Scans are clear. The system has
Get
been
5 of
secured
the
for now.
DPS boys into a
Thank you.
TFO together, and you'll see some lag. Yeah, I'll make sure to get some people over here. Yeah, we did a 3-man ISE not too terribly long ago, and it was smooth, but that's probably like the only TFO running over here. Because I think most people over here are understandably engaged in this new content. The server trembles at the sight of 5 engineers. Logical terrible. Yeah, Tribble, I would love to see like a bonus Endeavor pool also. I think I'd rather see it in like the Dill store personally rather than Infinity Lockboxes, but I mean Infinity Lockboxes I've said before, I'd like to see some more options there or some stuff consolidated. Um Do I know why some Lobby items bind on pickup and some can be sold on the exchange? It's usually the boxed items can be sold. The items the items that are like just not in a box, those are usually bound to. Yeah. Because I know, Jeremy, that there's not interest in selling just directly selling the Endeavor perk points, but like a bonus pool I don't think would be that egregious. And like people are still needing to go in and, play, do content to benefit, to fully get that Endeavor XP, so yeah. Am I flying a sad ship? Why not a happy one? Terrible. Now, this is just what I had tossed together when I was doing like testing on the GOM2's accessories recently, and it looks like my loadout may have been scrambled a little bit. Yeah. I think more dill sinks are always good. I think the recent buyout for the GOM2, I think that was a good idea. I don't think the GOM2 is going to have that much draw. Hold on a second. Intriguing, thank you for the 40 months as well. Yeah, I think the Cavort, if it is the Cavort, yeah, if it is the Cavort, having that as a dill buyout would be good too. The GOM 2 just didn't have the same level of appeal, unfortunately, as other event ships I've seen recently. 1701, how's it going? Let's see. More fleet dill sinks, yeah. I hope that on their end they're seeing enough interest on the fleet stuff. I think it was the looks. I think it was a combination. I was mentioning this before, but I don't think Endeavor will mind me showing this, but just like I'm seeing like on the video side, not the best performance for the GOM 2. I mean, you look at Endeavor's, visual videos for it. I mean, that video. It didn't have the draw. I mean, visually, I'm glad to have it in the game, and when I'm gonna drop a review for it here soon. Because I do think the console off of it is actually pretty good, especially for like a free to play user, because the resistance on it's good. The clicky portion of it is legitimately good. The trait, I think you guys have already seen the feedback on that. I think it's more of a combo of the visuals and the stats. It's okay, but it just doesn't have that same level of pull as some of the other offerings. So I wouldn't base too much of the buyout's performance, on the on it being shifted over to Dill. I think is more of just this not having quite the same pull as, obviously something like the Noble. You look at the performance, the Noble was always going to have more attention, going towards it than the GOM too, but I was talking to Endeavor about the the difference in video performance between these two, and we were saying, imagine if the Dill buyout had started with the Noble. That would have been crazy. Because a lot of people bought that out. Yeah, I don't think the GOM 2 is a bad ship or anything. It just doesn't have that same level of appeal, unfortunately. We're seeing that on the video side, and hopefully I can get a bit more traction for people towards it with the showcasing the console's performance, but I think there's also, I mean, the 4-4 science ship definitely has had some, some people have been very happy about that. Yeah, I think also, like, if the event campaign buyouts are done with the lithium, I mean, there's a lot of people that do those. Like, I think those shifted over to the lithium would be good too. Yeah. Again, I don't think the GOM 2 is bad. It doesn't quite appeal to me, but I think it's just not hitting it's not hitting enough points for people. Yeah, I hope we see more of the Dill buyout moving forward. I do think that that's a good move for the game. Would have liked a small loan of 10 million Dill for a Noble buyout. Oh no, logical. Yeah, let's do another Deep Space encounter. Oh, we have a defense one here. Yeah. Yeah, it's understandable. I don't know if you guys have heard this either, but something I did hear from some people on the console side um, was there were a few that expressed some frustration to me about the buyout being the same cost over there because their deluxe is not at the same ratio. My character's getting a bit of action today, as I apparently am about to blow up. I got the bug where it loaded in my character instead of the ship, Timbo. You've never had that bug, sad face? What makes me sad is I don't have the British naval costume on. That would make it better here. How I consistently get that bug? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing to get it more. If I was wearing the British naval uniform outfit, I could arrest Nick. Oh no. I've only had it happen twice thus far, and it happened in close proximity. That time in sector space, and then me loading in here. I remember Muok seeing that in some of the early days of the game of like on like old DS9, old ESD, people like running around as like an Odyssey. I remember there's one picture I got of someone running around as like an Akira. It's good. The sector space changes are good here. It's adding a nice layer of content to the game that's, really just casually accessible. Like this is there's another one I'll do down here, the waves one. Um, it's something you can do on your own. You can also team up with with others to do it. I'm on a KDF, which makes that a little bit harder for me to showcase here, but it's just it's adding more to the game. It's something to encourage us to also go back and just fly through sector space again, which is good. It just gives us a reason to just fly our ships around. And the Endeavor XP that we can earn from this is going to give people a way to start to catch up a bit faster and um, just encourage more activity in the game. Daniel, I know you've asked about that, and I kept forgetting about it. That's something I'd like to do. I just don't know how soon I would get around to something like that, to be honest. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, Jeremy had talked about, like a daily cap potentially over in the Discord. I saw some interesting comments. I think it was SFC that made them. That it would be more interesting if it, instead of like a daily cap, if it was a weekly cap. So if someone can only play like 1 or 2 days a week, like on the weekend, they can just go ham and, just really go at it during those days instead of, um, instead of needing to do it all daily. There we go. Nice and simple. Like, it's not content that you're going to fail. It's just it's stuff you can go in. You don't have to do it on elite. You can do it on normal, advanced. Whatever is appropriate to the way that you want to play. It's just some easily accessible content that you can go in and just have fun with, and it doesn't have like the uh, the same barriers or frustrations that you're going to see going into like TFO content. Yeah, like I'll pull it back up here. The thing I saw earlier from Jeremy in this thread. Let me. Yeah, what was mentioned from Jeremy was like a 12,000 Endeavor XP cap per day. Like was just what was proposed. Again, this is not final, not final. Just it's what is being discussed right now, and that would take 32 of the deep space encounter missions in a day to achieve. And if you could get through that, a bit faster, doing it on elite, I think that would be good. Like imagine if it was, let's just say if it was knocked down to where it was just 30 DSEs a day, and if you did it on advanced, you can get it done in like 20. If you did it on elite, you could do it in 10. Um, like if it was working with a scaling like that, that'd be interesting. Patrols give more master XP. Yeah, I mean, there's not like a ton of enemies in these compared to patrols. I can already see this guy doing deep space encounters back to back whilst discussing his latest eBay scalpings on stream. Logical. How dare you? Do you think I talk about my tech purchases that much on stream? Never. Never. when am I buying Ubiquity gear? I've got a really nice Switch. I do need to get like a better router. That'll be next. Terrible. Endeavor's trying to distract me now. Yeah, I agree, Neo. Like, I would say, again, I would much rather see a weekly cap rather than daily. Diamond Select, nice. I'm probably, on the talk of eBay, um, I just don't have room for a lot of those Eagle Moss models I picked up, so I'm probably going to be posting quite a few more to eBay in the near future. Did I get my PC temps fixed? I have not had an opportunity to do that quite yet. I do want to get that done here soon because I don't like my CPU being as warm as it's been, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet now. Yeah, I'm gonna offload probably most of my remaining collection and just keep a few of the standout models that I want to hang on to. I mean, I have so much stuff in this room right now. I don't have room to display anything. Like as is, if I want to go, work on something on my desk back here, I basically am just shuffling stuff between the desk and my bed. Like it sucks. I gotta get rid of some stuff. Okay, let's do another mission here though. Again, guys, I am going to be doing a video that goes through and recaps all of the announcements from today. So stay tuned for that either later this evening or in the morning. But it'll be out in the next 12 hours for sure. Get rid of a lot of stuff. Terrible, Nick. Nick, if it was up to you, I'd get rid of the majority of things that I have, and I don't want to do that. Okay, next one is up. Actually, let's go. I haven't seen the highlighted areas yet. Let me see. Is there one over in the Alpha Quadrant? Or is it over in Delta? Yeah, okay, here we go. So Alpha is currently the highlighted sector, and we can see that it's got the maximum bonus. So let me head on over to the support encounter down here. It's the same sectors as before, but there's new content in them. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, I have not run into this one yet. Rescue the escape pods. And I do like also, it's not, like a super stressful situation where you have to worry about like fail conditions. Like it's just, go in at your own pace basically. My evasive has deslotted once again. Okay, I can't target any. There we go. I did have a CSV misfire there, but that happens. This one technically requires 0 combat. Yeah. Okay, I got you. So all I have to do is just rescue the life pods. Well, it says defeat remaining enemies. Gotcha. Yeah, it's nice. It's, you know, it's new. It's new content, and there's a lot of diversity with what sort of encounters you are going to see on here. So that's nice. I did the mission objectives first before taking out all the enemies. What do you want from me? My withering D-slot? Is that why I keep seeing these gaps for CSV? Yes, it did. Okay. I was wondering why I kept seeing, like, CSV just lit up like it wasn't on. It's because withering got deslotted. There we go. Yeah, it's scaled up 420 XP instead.
The system has been secured for now. Thank you.
So it went up a smidge, yeah. Are my traits back on? Let's see here. There we go. Turn goodbye. I'm going to resave the loadout and hope that it stays. Dan, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate it. Also, aggressively relaxing. If I missed your sub before, I apologize for just seeing it now. Yeah, 480 from one on normal. 420 on elite doesn't sound right. Taking out the enemy. Terrible. You're supposed to talk nicely to them and buy them orange chicken. Let's see, can I find another nearby? There's a defense one. If Endeavor's still here, I picked up some of the a bag of those orange chicken puffs from Costco. They were good. Gotcha. Yeah, Jeremy, I'm just cursed. Oh, my loadout also messed up right there. The console changes are not live as far as I've been able to see. Yeah, I'm cursed. Look, this man's got a Pavin Omni Beam. It's all good. Spencer's tune is moving like Homelander. Terrible. Shooting from the soles of his shoes, yeah. No, what this is going to do too is you're going to have. I could see people going back in and communicating in like the DPS channels or something like that, saying, "Hey, this is where the zone is now." Like I could see there being some more in-game chatter, you know, for people looking to find, oh, where, you know, where is the current zone at, so that they can get over there right away. Maybe, but it's also really easy to achieve. Yeah, and I mean keeping this a bit easier, a bit more
Scans are
accessible
clear.
is good.
The system has been secured for now. Thank you for your help.
The real Sab actually is casual. His character is ripping off the DPS mask to breathe freely. By the way, guys, I do want to also shout out that if you are over on Tribble and you're doing any of this stuff over here, that there is a feedback section on the Stowe Discord. So if you want to provide any feedback about your experience over here, then, you know, you can go in and do it over there. New lockbox ship confirmed. I'm back in my ship now. Yeah, there's also, yeah, a separate feedback area for Tribble itself, yeah. Lots of feedback areas. Sector space map looks so barren now. I don't know how feasible it would be for them, but um like toggles to you know, have some of the other stars appear again, I think is something people would like, but I don't know how feasible that is to have like a toggle of, you know, show all systems. Yeah, and I think Jeremy on this stream already commented about these big white bars like not being final. Yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha. More coming soon in that place. Good, good, good. I see hexagons on my wall. No, those are some cheap sound panels I got a long time ago. Not very good. Not very good. And I dread the day that I eventually am moving out of here and need to tear those down because they're like glued to the wall. So I am hoping that I don't peel too much paint off when I do eventually tear those down or replace them. The sectors feel like one big battle zone. Yeah, it feels more alive. I would say is the best way I would summarize it. The let us filter by specific activities. Gotcha. Gotcha. I mean, overall, you know, I've said this a few times, but I'll just say it again. I think this is a good change for the game. I think this is adding a bit more life to flying around in sector space. I mean, I'll probably put this feedback in there, but maybe just a few more scattered around just so there's not as big a dead zones. But I think it's good. I think it's good. TARDIS would help. Logical. I promise. I don't have that much of the Costco orange chicken here, okay? Jeez. Nice. Yeah, I think that and the other stuff that was discussed with the roadmap changes, which that'll be talked about. I think they said that they were going to release like an updated roadmap here soon, but um, like I think the changes that were discussed there also for the roadmap are pretty good. Like I like the Romulan ship being lockbox instead because the lockbox ships are a bit easier to get. Um, Monkey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm excited for the Kelvin bundle. Um, I look forward to seeing what all is done there. Um, the Romulan ship, I'm very curious to see. The Klingon ship, that being a free event ship now, that's big. That's big. That Narada of yours has already been downgraded from promo to lockbox. Terrible. Jamestown may be blacklisted according to Borticus, but Kelvin Jamestown lives on? No. No, Monkey, there's not a new sector. It's changes to the existing sector space map. Some, adding in, basically revamping the old deep space encounters and just adding a bit more life to sector space, giving you things to do as you fly around, and some really good rewards with Endeavor XP that is going to make some people go out and heavily engage with the system. Yeah, Murok, that's a good question. Okay, where's the next one? And yeah, it was also mentioned, like when you do one of these, you shouldn't be allowed to go right back into the same one. It's supposed to force you to go to like a different one before you can go back to that one. But on Tribble, it looked like it was going to let me go back into the same one repeatedly. I haven't actually checked yet to see if there's a pop-up blocking that. Yeah, you can. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Um, yeah, go ahead, Monkey. I'll start to wrap things up here because I do want to get a video done, and I should probably start recording that sooner rather than later if I want to get it out here later tonight or in the morning. Yeah, if you guys have any final things you want to ask, we'll start to wrap things up. Gotcha. Indeed, logical. Yeah. Monkey, you're looking for. So that is the Discovery Miracle Worker Constitution or Flight Deck Carrier Constitution. That's also there's legendary version of that in the 10th bundle. So that is the promo ship. Also has legendary in the 10th, and you can also get it via Muds bundle. I'm gonna die here. They sub-nuked me. They stripped away all of my lovely abilities. Do I think we'll get another Third Borg Dynasty? I don't anticipate that. Yeah, I think some ground missions, scattered around is something that would be interesting as well. Yeah, I hope the fleet update has done well enough that that we'll see some more stuff like that. I died. These damn Breen and their sub nukes. Endeavor, are you streaming tonight? I was gonna say, if you can start in like the next 10 or so, I could send everyone over to you on YouTube and Twitch. All good. Because what are we at? We're at... I don't even know. I didn't have the Twitch window open. Okay, Twitch is at 36. YouTube's 154. You got sent to ad jail on Twitch? Oh, that's terrible.
Scans are clear. The system has been secured for...
Most fleets I know, went in and immediately got the project done, thankfully, so that was good. Let's see. I said that if you could start in like the next 10 or so minutes, I could just, send everyone over your way. Because who's actually live right now? I haven't looked yet. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to, it's fine. I was just saying that if you do, I've got a few people on YouTube I could send over your way, and Twitch has got a few as well. Okay, no worry, don't worry. Okay, guys. Yeah, if you are wanting to go in and check this stuff out yourself, if you're on PC and you have an ARC or ARC-linked account, you can copy your character over to Tribble. I've got the link pinned in chat right now, and I'll have it in the comment under this stream VOD on YouTube. Yeah, if you go over there and you have any feedback you want to provide to the devs, whether it be about Tribble or about the Deep Space Encounters specifically, they do have sections for both over on the Stowe Discord, which I'll also toss a link to in the VOD. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this stream here. I'm gonna go get a script done, get a proper video done recapping everything, and I've got plenty of footage now from the stream here, so that'll help quite a bit. Yeah, Bacon, no problem. Yeah, and it was a good test for the new camera. Yeah, hopefully you guys like the quality of this camera. I picked it up with some sales recently over on AliExpress, so took a bit to get here, but I think the quality is a fair bit better. Thanks for streaming, Supreme Shill. Good camera for your secret Drozana streams. Yeah. I buy a lot of things off AliExpress, Nicholas. Especially when they have like 30% cashback deals going on. Hell yeah. No, I will say I ran into a dilemma with this camera that I had to pay DHL some import tariffs or import fees. That was fun because it was a $2 fee and then $17 for DHL to have to do that. Yeah. Yeah, the new stuff is good, Warp Core. The new stuff is good. Yeah. It's good. Okay. Thank you all for tuning in. Let me send people out here on Twitch. We don't have a YouTube target, but going to send everyone over to the Dark Mom here on Twitch. So thank you all for tuning in. I will see you guys around. And Martin, thank you for the 50 gifted again, by the way. Endeavor, yeah, I'll let me drop a link to Endeavor in chat here for you. Endeavor does a lot of visual stuff. Yeah, Endeavor does a lot of nice visual content. Okay. The Twitch raid is out. Twitch stream is stopped. There we go. Dark Bomb's got the raid. Terrible. I hope Cryptic has just paid you to say it's good. No, it's legitimately it's some good casual content. Yeah, it's good casual content. Warpcore. Terrible. Not everything is about shilling, though. If you want to see some shilling content, I mean, I've got a monitor arm video dropping in a couple days. Little bit of shilling in there. Okay, but yeah, stay tuned for the recap video. But that's it for now. See you all around.